once there was a girl named Leah, whose life was cloaked in solitude. She lived in a small, quiet town where the sun cast its warm glow on the earth, but the shadows felt longer and more oppressive than the light should have allowed. Her days were often spent in a silence that echoed around her, as she had no friends or siblings to share in the laughter that so many other children experienced. Most afternoons, she would wander aimlessly to the empty playground, her only companions being the rustling leaves and the distant chirping of birds. The swings creaked softly in the breeze, swaying eerily, as if they beckoned her to join in their desolate dance. However, no matter how many times she tried to swing, the emptiness wrapped around her like a thick fog, leaving her feeling isolated in a world that thrived on connection. One chilly afternoon, seeking a way to occupy her time, she decided to dig in the sandpit. Perhaps she would find some hidden treasure to decorate her imaginary kingdom, a place where laughter could bloom and joy could flourish. As she scraped her fingers through the gritty sand, they brushed against something unexpected. With eager anticipation, she unearthed a teddy bear. Its once fluffy fur was now matted and dirty, remnants of a happier time long forgotten. But despite its disheveled state, the bear had an oddly inviting smile, one that tugged at her heartstrings and ignited an inexplicable connection within her. She clutched it tightly, feeling an unfamiliar warmth bloom inside her chest, a small flicker of hope in her otherwise lonely world. When Leah returned home, her parents were astonished to see her radiant smile, a rare sight that filled their hearts with joy. They washed the teddy bear with care, transforming it from a forgotten relic to a cherished companion. They decided to name it Be Teddy, short for Best Teddy. This small act of kindness marked a turning point in Leah's life. Her laughter, once a distant memory, began to fill the house like music long forgotten, echoing against the walls with a newfound vibrancy. One fateful evening, while playing with Be Teddy in her room, her mother called out from the hallway, "Leah, it's bedtime." Reluctantly, she tucked Be Teddy under her arm and headed to bed, her dreams swirling with visions of friendship and adventure. However, the innocence of that night was shattered when dawn broke. The sunlight filtered through her curtains, but there was no cheerful giggle to greet it. The world had shifted, and Leah was found lifeless in her bed, her pale fingers still clutching Be Teddy. The room lay in unsettling silence, save for the chilling note placed beside her. "I am killing your daughter as the teddy was mine, and I loved it a lot." The town mourned Leah's tragic passing, but her parents were left in a haze of disbelief and heartache. They buried her beneath a towering oak tree, a majestic sentinel that had witnessed the laughter of countless children over the years. As time passed, the townspeople gradually moved on, but Leah's spirit lingered, trapped in a world that had forgotten her. In her ethereal form, Leah became acutely aware of her sorrowful fate. The darkness of despair began to creep in, feeding off her loneliness and amplifying her anguish. It was then that Be Teddy, now stained with the essence of tragedy, whispered promises of power in her ear. "You will never be lonely again, Leah," it assured her in a voice that sent shivers down her spine. "We can find friends together, but first, we must take back what was stolen." From that moment, Leah transformed into a ghostly figure, her heart filled with resentment and anger. Be Teddy, once a source of comfort, morphed into Be Teddy, the bloody teddy, now embodying a sinister aura, its once adorable face twisted into a malevolent grin. With each life she claimed, the bear soaked in their energy, growing stronger, while Leah felt the darkness wrapping around her soul like a tight shroud, tightening its grip with every passing day. She began to haunt the playground, a place that had once brought her solace, now tainted with her sorrow. There, she waited for the laughter of children who had friends to play with, watching from the shadows as they ran and played without a care in the world. With every joyous scream that echoed in the air, her heart grew colder, and the urge to unleash her fury became overwhelming. One stormy night, as the wind howled like a wounded animal, Leah set her plan into motion. She targeted the children who gathered at the playground, their camaraderie a stark reminder of her own loneliness. Cradling Be Teddy in her arms, she whispered a chant of despair and vengeance, her eyes glowing with a feral hunger for the joy that had eluded her for so long. The ground beneath her swirled with darkness, and a chilling wind swept through the air. The children, oblivious to the shadowy figure lurking just beyond the trees, felt an inexplicable chill run down their spines, a premonition of the dread that was about to unfold. One by one, their laughter fell silent, replaced by fear. Leah's ghostly figure emerged from the shadows, eyes wide with rage, as Teddy's grin widened in gleeful anticipation. "Why do you have friends?" she shrieked, her voice a mournful wail that echoed in the night, a haunting cry of a girl who had once yearned for companionship. "I wanted friends, but you stole that from me." The playground descended into chaos, laughter twisting into terrified screams as Teddy sank its sharp claws into the hearts of those Leah deemed too happy. The once innocent teddy bear had become an instrument of horror, a puppet in the hands of a vengeful spirit, eager to reclaim what had been lost. As the last of the children succumbed to the darkness, Leah felt an intoxicating surge of power, each life extinguished fueling her revenge. But as she turned to leave the haunted playground, she caught a glimpse of her former self reflected in the hollow gaze of Teddy. The once vibrant eyes mirrored her own emptiness, a reminder of the joy she had sought but could never truly possess. A hollow laughter erupted from Teddy as it transformed back into the cute, friendly teddy bear Leah had once cherished. It began to taunt her with echoes of her own memories, filling her mind with snippets of laughter and love she could never reclaim. "Now you're not lonely, Leah," it mocked. "You have me, forever." Leah felt her heart sink as the darkness that had once felt like power became a suffocating weight around her spirit. She realized too late that in her quest for revenge, she had become the very thing she had once feared, a prisoner to her own loneliness, bound to a teddy bear that now represented her eternal torment. And so, in that haunted playground, Leah remained, forever trapped in the web of her own making, an unseen ghost yearning for companionship while being forced to spread the curse of Teddy to anyone who dared to find joy in friendship. The once quiet playground now stood as a sinister reminder of the girl who wanted nothing more than to play and the teddy bear that turned her dream into a nightmare. It served as a cautionary tale, whispered among children who dared to laugh and play, a haunting echo of Leah's longing and the darkness that consumed her, forever intertwined with the spirit of a girl who had once yearned for connection but found only sorrow and despair.